Welcome into the training. I am very happy you're here. So let's dive right in. So how to start and grow a successful 5-figure a month equipment finance business, working only 3 to 4 hours a day without wasting your money and time chasing clients and being salesy. Sounds crazy, but it's a real thing. And I'm happy to explain it to you and show you what my business model is all about. It's a crazy thing that nobody's ever talking about. So let's hop in. So this is going to be life-changing. So I want you to really pay attention and stay to the end. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Take notes. Eliminate all distractions because this is information that you can use to create a life and business of your dreams. So stick around, stay engaged, and pay attention. So why are you here? I know I was struggling when I first began with my vision of like what I wanted my ideal business and life to look like. And at the end of the day, I wanted financial freedom, time freedom, and location freedom. And nobody wants to be working for a boss. Nobody wants to be told when and where and how to operate their life and their business, what time to show up, go to dumb meetings with dumb people that have no original ideas, and just working for someone else's dreams. No one wants that life. No one wants to be underpaid for the value that they bring. And I used to feel that way. I know some of you watching right now have felt that way. So I'm trying to find a solution for these things. And that's what I've always tried to find a solution for is how can we be paid what we're worth? And why stay stuck working for other people? Why try to get into debt and to have all this burden of debt, trying to keep up with the Joneses? And what I'm going to show you is you can accomplish all three of these by using my crazy method, my crazy model. And that is you can get time freedom. You can get financial freedom. You can get location freedom using this unique model. So it's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. And this is the model of equipment finance. And I'll show you how to do it. And it's a solopreneur business model. So is this you? Maybe you feel like you're just spinning your wheels and you're just exchanging your time for money. Nobody wants to do that. Maybe you figure there has to be a better way to go about building a business of your dreams. Maybe you just lack a simple system that actually works, or you're just lacking the knowledge that it takes to figure out, what is the best model. Maybe you just want a business model that is consistent long term and works, not 6 months from now, but it works as a career for a lifetime. Maybe you're trying to go after a business model that's not in a saturated market and nothing's worse than too much competition, right? So you want to find something that's unsaturated, something that's unknown. And maybe you're just trying to find a turnkey business model that focuses on one thing that works. People want to work on 5 different income streams or 3 different things or 2 different things, but you just want to find one thing you can hit a home run with. Check that, a grand slam with, and find that and impress the pedal to the metal on that. So maybe that's what you're looking for. Is that you? You've probably tried other business models. I know everyone has. And for whatever reason, they didn't work. That just happens sometimes. And it's probably this get rich quick lies that you've been told. And I really can't blame you because it happens out there. Some of my students have told me that they were manipulated by people telling them these lies and telling them that what they can and can't do. And next thing you know, you realize with get rich quick schemes, they don't exist. They're not a real thing, because with get rich quick schemes, really they're lying to you because you end up being the product. You end up being the one that's getting taken advantage of, and you end up being the one that is creating the revenue for the quote unquote guru, because they're selling you these dreams and these hopes and these aspirations, but really you end up working for the guru, making them richer, fattening their pockets. So Kenneth is a perfect example. One of my students, he bought other courses that only taught him 80% of what he needed to know. And he said it right here. They manipulated me because their goal, the quote unquote guru's goal, was to make money off his effort instead of giving him all the information he needed to succeed on his own. And that happens time and time again. And he's just a perfect example of that. So I want to put your fears to rest. If your fear is you cannot succeed building a real business, I'm telling you, it's not true. You can. I've done it. My students done it. You can do this. Anyone can do this. All you need is a step-by-step guide, a plan to execute on, and then take action. That's it. In less than 3 to 4 hours a day, You can create this. I've never seen someone in all my years, my 20 plus years in this industry, this equipment finance space, put in the effort, put in the work, and not succeed. It's impossible. So after this training, all you'll have to do is take action and do exactly what I say to do, and you will win. That's the key. Action, action, action. So does this feel like you sometimes? You feel like you're kind of tied down artificially and you just don't know how to break free? And you're not sure like who to trust, who to listen to, what is the best opportunity to take advantage of? I know everyone wants to be an entrepreneur and everyone wants to sell something and make money and create freedom, but they're like, which opportunity? Everyone is selling me all these promises. Who should I trust? And so what do? You just stay put like this poor horse. And a lot of us just fall into this trap of, feeling stuck artificially, and we're just not sure, how to break free and like what is the best way forward. And so what do? You just stay there. But when you have the right training, when you have the right mentors, you can win, you can break free. And the difference between the stallion and you is you are aware that that is just a cheap plastic chair. You know better. So all you need now is the training and to take action. Big business wants you to keep you as a worker. They want you to stay stuck so they can keep the machine fed. And they want you to think that you need all this money, all these powerful connections. They want you to think that you need some fancy degree, that you need some type of certifications for success. You don't. It's not true. You can beat them at their own game. And I'm going to show you how. Just wait till you see this model that I have. It's crazy. And it's perfect for one-person businesses, for people that are hungry and that want change in their life. And I'm going to show you exactly in this training how to do that. So my goal is to help those that have a vision of truly being their own boss and achieving financial, time, and location freedom. And I'm going to give you the exact roadmap that I've used, that my students have used, that took them and myself to 5 figures a month on repeat while working remotely, only a few hours a day as a business loan broker in this niche of equipment financing. And I'll show you how in the next 90 days you can make your first $10,000 in commissions using this training. I'm just giving it away to you because I hope you take advantage of it. Life's short. Please take advantage of it. And I'll teach you how to let others do the selling for you. You're not doing any of the selling. You're not doing any of the closing. You're not chasing anybody. Let others do it. And this is using my unique proprietary MVP model. And you've never heard of this before, but I'm so excited to show you this. And that is my goal, to give you freedom, to give you opportunity. So in the next 30 minutes, I'll show you why equipment financing is the key to unlocking financial, time, and location freedom using my unique MVP model. And I want to be honest, this is going to take work. Nothing's easy that is valuable, but it works. It works. You got to remember in life and in business, pain is temporary, but failure is forever. And that's my thing is I don't want to fail. I just want to try my best, and I can endure the pain as long as I know I'm going to see success at the end and have this freedom. And that's what we want in life, is freedom. So this MVP model that I came up with, it is mind blowing. It's crazy. You're not going to believe it. And so you won't find this anywhere else. You're not going to find this through Googling it or finding it online or any other quote unquote people teaching this. This is something that I came up with. And so this method, this MVP method, is the cornerstone to freedom. So loan brokering in general can be kind of a boring, time-consuming endeavor if you're not doing it the right way. And using this MVP model turns everything on its head. So I'm just really excited to show you this and teach you about this. So what is equipment financing? It's very simple. It's the simplest thing in the world, really. We provide businesses in America loans to buy equipment they need to run. So just think about a doctor that needs an ultrasound machine. They would get an equipment finance loan, right? Or just think about a restaurant that needs a freezer or an oven or bakery equipment or whatever it might be. That's where equipment financing would come into place. Think about a law firm that needs IT equipment or office furniture or computers. That's where equipment financing would come into place. And you would think most people would just pay cash for equipment, but really, if you look at the stats, 79% of all businesses in America finance their equipment. Just let that sink in. 79% of all businesses in America finance their equipment. That's crazy. So why do small businesses need financing? Now, why do they need to do equipment financing? Well, you got to realize it's fast, it's simple, it's convenient, because they go through people like me and you to get this done. The other thing about it is it's tax deductible. So it's 100% tax deductible. So if I'm a business owner, why would I pay my money to Uncle Sam through taxes? Instead, I could just finance equipment and take the tax deduction, and I keep reinvesting in my business. It's really a no-brainer. Another thing is cash flow. Most businesses, unfortunately, they don't make a lot of money. They might have a 10% profit margin. So if they make $100, maybe at the end of the day, they only keep $10 of that. So they need a cash flow system that makes sense. And that's where financing comes into play, because if you know the equipment you buy is going to make you $1,000 a month and your payment's $100, well, then it's a no-brainer. Plus it's tax deductible. The other thing is people, especially small businesses, they want to use leverage, OPM, other people's money to make more money. So if I can borrow money and then make more money off that, it's a no-brainer. I don't take the risk. I use other people's money to leverage it. So that's the main reasons why businesses need equipment financing. So why do the banks need people like me and you to help them with this? The opportunity is simply just too big for the banks to go after themselves. There's too many businesses. And if you think about it, there are over 30 million businesses in the US, and 99% of those are small businesses. So you got to think about from the bank's perspective. A bank will pursue and market for a business that needs a $50 million loan, but they're not going to chase down $50,000 loans. That's where me and you come into play. The opportunity is simply too big for them to market to all these businesses in America, these small businesses that need $25,000, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 loans. That's where we come into play. So is this making sense? This is such a big opportunity for you. It's a $1 trillion opportunity, equipment financing in America. So you might be asking yourself, is the industry oversaturated, right? And imagine walking into this stadium here. This is the Big House in Michigan. And so think walking in and you're looking for a seat. It's not going to be easy to find a seat, right? And especially imagine you're trying to find a good seat. I mean, good luck. Talk about oversaturation, right? And according to LinkedIn, mortgage brokers in America, there's over 130,000 mortgage brokers. Just think about that. That's like walking into the Big House and trying to find a seat and hoping to get business and hoping to have a good view of the game. You're not going to find it. Think about this. According to LinkedIn, there's over 1 million real estate agents. I mean, good God, oversaturation. You're not even going to make it into the stadium at that rate. Now imagine walking into this stadium. Open sesame, right? Where do you want to sit? Well, I'm going to sit at the 50-yard line. And I'm going to enjoy the game, and I'm going to go to the restroom, and there's going to be no problems, and I'm going to enjoy my afternoon, right? So according to LinkedIn, there are under 1,000 commercial loan brokers or business loan brokers in America. So is this making sense? How open and unsaturated this opportunity is? This is crazy. So equipment financing isn't a secret, but my unique method is. This is the ultimate one-person solopreneur business model that nobody is talking about. Nobody knows about this. Most people use the front door, right? They wait in line and they hope to get in. And they're waiting, and they hope they can get into the club or to the restaurant or wherever it is, and they hope they get a seat at the table. Guess what the VIPs do? They go through the back door. And that's the way I built this model. I mean, just wait till you hear about this model. This is the way you build successful businesses and you make things work efficiently. You slide through the back door, you're in the VIP, you're enjoying your champagne, and you're just chilling. And everyone else is out there like bozos waiting in line. This is crazy, right? So is this making sense to you? I can't wait to show you a little bit more about this as we get into the presentation a little further. So who am I? Who's this guy you met in the internet webs, right? So I'm an equipment loan broker. I've been doing this since 2003. I've funded over $50 million in business. And I do this working now less than an hour a day, consistently making 5 figures a month on repeat. It's reoccurring, and I've automated 90% of my business. So it's just like one of those crazy things I got so lucky to get involved with, and I'm excited to be able to share that. And so that's what I'm doing now is I teach this unique equipment loan brokering business model and using this MVP method to other hungry entrepreneurs that are ready for a change, that are ready to take their life by the horns. And so I'm just happy to share this with you. I'm not some guru. I'm not trying to brag to you about what I've done or what I've created. I'm just simply a guy that was fed up with playing small. And I was a guy that was tired of not being my best optimal self in creating a life that I really wanted. And I just was sick and tired of it. And so I made a change. And so this is not theory. A lot of these people you meet online, gurus, they're talking about theories. This is what I do for a living. This is what I've always done for 20 years. This is the only thing I've always done. So when you listen to somebody, make sure they're actually doing the thing. Don't let them regurgitate what they heard from someone else. And now they're trying to sell you some business in a box. This is what I do. Don't let someone do something for 6 months or work for somebody for 3 months and then say, oh, I got it. I'm going to sell this program or this course. This is not theory. This is practicality because I do. So my story, let's talk about how I got here, this amazing, crazy, under the radar business model that I figured out. Right out of school, I got hired by Wells Fargo to work, and I thought I was just going to be an order taker and sit behind a desk. I didn't realize I was an entrepreneur. And the day before I was about to start at this job, I asked my boss, hey, can I get a higher starting salary? And my true nature came out really. And unfortunately, he told me to kick rocks. But I realized in that moment, they withdrew the offer and I'm left with nothing, right? But at that time, I realized that by them saying no to me, I was saying yes to myself and my future self and what I am worth. And I realized that by them saying no, I was able to create this business model. And without that moment, this would never have came to pass. The only job available that I was able to find was a cold calling job doing equipment financing. So I was cold calling 300 people a day, 12 hours a day, see if they needed financing for their equipment. And I hated this because I never thought I was a good communicator. I didn't think people ever liked me. I didn't think I'd ever be accepted. I had all these crazy limiting beliefs about myself. And I had to get over that. And so it sucked, but I had to do what I had to do. I mean, my last name's Cheatham. So imagine me trying to sell financing to businesses and my last name's Cheatham. I always had this joke about Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, the law firm. So it was a grind and it sucked. And I had to figure out a better way. And most people, including myself, I thought I just needed more leads. I thought that was the solution. But the problem is when you think like that, you just stay stuck. And I was just wasting my entire life away. So I realized I had to figure out a better way. I knew the business model was broken, but what was even worse is I was giving away 75% of my commissions. So I was like, there has to be something better. This isn't working, me calling all these people and getting nowhere with them and just getting a bunch of no's and a bunch of rejection. It wasn't efficient. I'm making all these calls, but then I'm giving away all my commission that I worked so hard for. I had to figure out a better way. The greatest discovery that I found was kind of by accident. I was talking to a person while I was working on an equipment deal, and he said to me, hey, I have more deals for you. I'd love to send them to you. And that was the big aha moment. And from that moment spawned this new model. I realized at that moment I was overcomplicating everything and I had to kiss. I had to keep it simple, stupid. Like, what am I doing? Make this as simple as possible. Just let other people do the selling for me and just find more of those people. And it was a revolutionary way for me to do the equipment financing business model and to close way more business without me doing any selling. It was just a layup. It was so simple. I started to think, imagine if I started to create a business that allowed me to live life on my terms and my dreams. And I was just tired of building other people's dreams and building their business and building their empire. And I was tired of going to the office and going to these dumb meetings and just wasting my life away on things that just weren't important. And I wasn't free. And then worse, I'm giving away all my commissions. So I can do this by myself, I realized. Like, why can't I just build my own business on my terms? What is holding me back? And really the tipping point came when I created $86,000 in profit. And I looked at my commission check and it was $19,000. And I was so pissed off and I was so mad, but really it was my fault. I allowed it. I let them take advantage of me. I let them take my money out of my pocket. And know something? I took full ownership for that. And I said, know something? Going forward, I'm going to make a change and I'm going to decide something different. And I realized at that moment, I could just do this on my own. I don't need them. I don't need to work for somebody else. And so that's when I started my own independent equipment financing company. So this is my life now. I make 5 figures a month. My business is on almost repeat automatically. I work maybe an hour a day. I get to travel around the world here. I'm in Africa on safari. I'm playing golf in Cape Town. I'm in Europe. I'm in Asia. I travel everywhere, really. I get to enjoy my life and I get my most precious resource back, which is my time. And I was wasting it away building other people's dreams and spinning my wheels, banging my head against the wall. And so now I'm on this new journey of helping other people get freedom, financial, time, location freedom. And I'm really excited to share this with you. If you're hungry and if you really want to put in work that is required to obtain this type of lifestyle. And so why is this important right now? I mean, there's a huge shift happening. You know it. There's volatility in the market. If you're watching the news, you know what's going on because there's a technological shift. And that's going to digital. That's going to online. That's going to automation. And if you're on the wrong side of this shift, guess what? You're going to be left behind. And I'm telling you, you do not want to be behind this shift. It's coming. The next 5 years, it's going to revolutionize everything. And the goal at the end of the day, you know this and I know this, it's freedom. Financial, time, and location. That's the goal. So you're probably wondering, how can I leverage technology to build a business on my own? And you've probably been thinking, like, there got to be a simple way to do this and make profits, right? And you're probably thinking, like, what systems can I put in place as a solopreneur to have this run on autopilot without wasting my time or spending my money? What if you had all the right systems in place? And then imagine if you worked on your business instead of in your business. Working on your business creates leverage. Working in it wastes your time. Imagine if you lived life on your terms and you designed exactly what you wanted. That's what we all want, right? I mean, what else is the point in this? Why am I teaching this training? I've made all the mistakes in the world since 2003 in this equipment financing game, but it allowed me to learn what works, what doesn't work. And so now I'm just excited I can share this with other people. I've created everything I've ever wanted in my life. I've been able to design my life and create all the abundance, financial, time, and location. Now I'm ready to share these secrets with other hungry entrepreneurs and people just like you. Here are the 3 secrets, and I'm going to tee these up and kind of show you how these work. And we'll go into these in depth one by one. But the first secret is how to let other people do the selling for you without employing them and keep 100% of the profits while you only work 3 to 4 hours a day. And that is the MVP method, okay? Second secret is the recession-proof way to start with no experience in sales or business. You don't need to be experienced in this. I'll show you. And the third secret is how to make your first $10,000 in commissions in the next 90 days. If you do what I say to do, it's guaranteed. If you do what I say to do. The bonus secret, this one's crazy to me because how I automated 90% of my business to work only an hour a day and I still make 5 figures a month. So let's get into it. The first secret, how to let other people sell for you. This is the MVP model. Let someone else do the selling for you. You got to remember the way it's set up, like we talked about earlier. I, in essence, am the bank's sales force because remember, they want to go after $50 million deals, not $50,000 deals. So I'm their sales force on the smaller deals, right? And I'll take those smaller deals all day because there's plenty of money. You'll see. I have to take the same approach that the bank takes with me that I take with finding my equipment finance deals. So instead of me chasing and making 300 cold calls to businesses to see if they need financing to buy equipment they need to run their business, I instead partner with equipment sellers and have them simply offer my financing to their customers, which makes it easier for them to sell and it makes it easier for their customers to buy. Because what does it sound like to you? Would you rather buy something that costs $30,000 upfront today, or would you rather pay $600 a month? It's a no-brainer. So all you do is stay top of mind with these MVPs, these most valuable partners, and that's it. And you foster and nurture the relationship with them. So here's the model in a nutshell. Look at this. One-to-one sales. Hey, do you need financing? No. Hey, do you need financing? No. Hey, do you need financing? No. It's dead end, calling after the people that need the financing. Versus my MVP model, I just partner with the most valuable partners, and he or she has a network of hundreds of business owners that need financing to buy their equipment. So they do the chasing, not me. It's the simplest, softest, most straightforward business model I've ever come across, to be honest with you. And so this helps the MVP sell more. They're offering financing up front. It's already part of the pitch. It helps the customers because they don't have to come out of pocket 30 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand. They just make small monthly payments every month. Plus, like we talked about before, it's tax deductible. So by the time these deals hit my desk, they're already done. They're 80% done. They've done all the work for me. My MVPs, my most valuable partners include my financing in their pitch. So all it is time left once it gets to me is for the customer to sign the documents electronically. Think about this also when it comes to psychological trust. If I'm buying a piece of equipment from, say, my sales rep, say his name is Todd, and I trust Todd because I'm buying from him, right? Makes sense? So whoever and whatever Todd tells me, I'm going to listen to. So if he tells me, call Jermaine, email Jermaine, fill this application for Jermaine, he's my finance guy, he'll take care of this for you. What am I going to do? I'm going to listen to him because I already trust him. So these deals, the inherent trust is already built into the deal. There's no selling. There's no negotiating. They just sign the paperwork. The deals are done. So it's a win, win, win. I make money. My sales rep makes money because he sells more. The customer makes money because they had the equipment they need to make money. It's a no-brainer. This is crazy, right? I mean, can you believe this? And the coolest part to me personally is I become friends with these MVPs and these partners because I'm helping put in their kids through school. I'm helping put food on their table. I'm helping them pay for their mortgage. We become teammates. It's an amazing, beautiful business model that just nobody knows about. There are more MVPs joining this industry every day. And here's the crazy thing. This is a reoccurring business model because my MVPs don't just sell once. They don't just have one person to sell to. They're selling every day, all day. And they're always having people buying their equipment. And they're always having people that need financing. And also, they always work with other MVPs in their organization or outside their organization that refer people to me. It's a snowball effect. This is the new one-person business model that nobody knows about. So think about this. Look at this picture. The business owner on the left, he's open for business, right? But he needs equipment. So he talks to the sales rep. The sales rep's like, yeah, I got equipment for you. But the customer's like, well, it's too expensive. I don't want to spend $30,000 on it. So then the sales rep comes to me and says, hey, Jermaine, can you offer financing for it? And so I'm like, sure. So I have come to the bank and say, hey, I'd love to broker this deal to you, bank, Mr. Bank. Will you please pay me? So everybody wins in this chain. It helps the customer get the equipment they need at an affordable monthly payment. It helps the sales rep, my MVP, overcome the customer's objection of the cost of the equipment. I get paid by brokering the deal to the bank. See how simple this is? Do you see this model that nobody knows about and how leveraged it is? It's crazy. It's just a smarter way to do business. So how do I make money? How do you make money? The bank pays you a commission, basically a finder's fee to make this deal brokered, right? 15% plus commissions. Can you believe that? Think about other business models. They're not making this kind of money. They're barely scraping to get by. because they have employees, they have overhead, they have inventory, they have all this stuff that they have to pay for. At the end of the day, they ain't making no money. You keep 100% of these commissions. It's crazy. I mean, think about a realtor. A realtor has so many points of failure. Number one, they have to do open houses. They have to help people show up to the open houses. They have to help people find the house they want to buy. They have to help people agree upon a price. They have to help people get approved for their loan. They have to help people come up with the earnest money. They have to help people have the deposit money. They have to hope that people pass or the house passes the site inspection. Too many points of failure. In my model, there are none. These are layups. These are handed over to you and people just sign. It's crazy. Most business models are too time consuming. There's too many points of failure and there's just not enough profit. Look at these funding notices. This is how much money we're making in these deals. This is a $150,000 deal. We made over $15,000. Just do the math on that. Here's a deal for a small deal, almost $12,000 deal. I made almost $3,000. You gotta pinch yourself sometimes to look at these numbers like, I'm getting paid this kind of money just to digitally move money that I really don't have to have any risk. It's crazy. Look at this one, $35,000 deal, made almost $7,000. Nuts. Here's a deal for almost $100,000. I made almost $13,000. I mean, just think about this. This is unreal. So how do most people run their business? They might make $10,000 in commission, right? But then they have to pay for the cost of the lead, right? So either ads or SEO or buying leads from somebody else. We'll talk about that a lot more a little bit later here. Or they have to pay for their employees, operational costs, which is overhead, maybe an office, whatever. So at the end of the day, they're making maybe $1,000. So that's a 10% profit margin. Sucks. That's what most businesses run. This is how most of business in America operates. It's crazy to me. This is how I run my business. I make a $10,000 commission. I don't pay for any leads. I don't pay for any SEO or ads. I don't buy any leads. I don't have any employees. And my operational costs are minimal. So here I'm keeping 98+% of the profit. I'm keeping almost all of the 10 grand in my pocket. Only costs are the website and email and a phone and a computer. And that's it. You keep the rest of the profit. It's all yours. There's no risk. Remember, you're selling other people's money. So you're simply just brokering these deals to the bank. Once the deal's done, it's the bank's responsibility. You have no risk. You just wipe your hands clean, collect your commissions, and move on to the next deal. It's crazy. Have you heard of something this crazy before? I mean, when I first realized this, I was like, what the hell is going on here? So here's the thing. Equipment financing is simple, easy, using my MVP method. We know that. You receive your commissions within a few days. It's a one-page application for people to fill out. It's so simple. It's so quick. There's no paper cuts, no firstborn you have to give up, no red tape. It's just straightforward and easy. Secret number 2 is the recession-proof way to get started with no experience in sales or business. The reason why it's recession-proof is I was in this market since 2003, so I've seen it all, okay? I've been through the 2008 crash. I've been through the 2020 pandemic. And guess what? People still need to buy equipment. They always need equipment. Businesses run off equipment. Look around. Open your eyes. It's everywhere. So think about this. If rates go up, if rates go down, if the economy grows, if it shrinks, regardless, we win. People need equipment. So if rates go up, guess what? It makes the going to the bank directly less attractive. If rates go down, people are like, great, it's cheap money. Let's finance, right? If the economy grows, what happens to businesses? They have to keep up with demand. So now they're like, oh, I need more equipment. I need it quick and I need it fast. So I need to do financing, right? Plus they need tax deductions. So it doesn't matter. If it shrinks, if the economy shrinks, guess what? People need more cash. I'm a little tighter on cash. I better finance. You win no matter what happens. Maybe you're thinking, hey, Jermaine, great. You can do this because you've been in the industry for 20 years, right? I have no experience whatsoever. But what happens when you believe that is you stay stuck and you never create your life of freedom. Business is meant to make your life free, not to make you stay a slave. Let's think about this, man. So meet Renee. Yeah, maybe I've been in it for 20 years. Not her. She had no sales experience, no business experience, and she found success doing this. She learned how to set up her own equipment finance business in less than a day. Super easy. She picked her niche. She found her MVPs. She contacted them and built partnerships. And it's so simple. If you can talk to people, if you know how to message people, if you are persistent, and if you're consistent, you can win. And it's simple. She just got started. She just started touching base with people, started offering her services, building relationships with them, and she was only working a couple of hours a day. That's it. And if she can do this without any sales experience, any business experience, she didn't know anything about niches, anything about loans, anything about financing. She didn't know nothing about anything as far as this is concerned. You can do this too. Anybody can do this. Less than 90 days. I think it was more like 60 days. Only working a few hours a day, she funded and got commissions and was paid $10,000. Think about that. It's crazy. Secret number 3, how to make your first $10,000 in commissions in the next 90 days. So the riches are in the niches. You've heard that before. I'm going to pound it into your head. You got to be niched down. Here are the steps to your first $10,000 in commission in the next 90 days. You set up your business. It takes less than 2 hours, less than $100. Super simple. You pick a niche because remember, you want to be an expert. You don't want to be a generalist. Riches are in the niches. We talked about that. You start contacting your MVPs, and I'll show you how to do that. You build partnerships with your MVPs, which is super simple as well. And then once your MVPs start sending you deals, all you have to do is get them funded. And you can do it one of 2 ways. And I'll tell you which is the best way, but you can do one of 2 ways. You can get them funded through other brokers that you develop relationships with, or you can get them funded directly through banking partnerships or other lenders, right? Direct lenders. And then the last step is to take action. And really the most important thing here is 3 and 4, contacting MVPs and building your partnerships with them. That is really where the nuts and bolts of this business model lie, is those 2 actions. And then what I've done here is just laid out the simple steps, right? This is what my students that I have used to build 5-figure a month businesses using this MVP model that anybody can do. And this is how you find success in equipment financing. This is how you do it. It's simple. It's easy. It's fun. And anyone can do it if they apply themselves. So to be clear, I've never seen somebody ever do exactly these steps that I tell them to do and not find success. It's impossible. You have no choice but to win by following these steps, okay? And you'll make your first $10,000 in commissions in the first 90 days. And what I'm doing here, really, I'm under promising this because I'm being conservative. You can do a lot more than $10,000 in your first 90 days. I just don't want to overpromise the world. I just want to give you something realistic that most people can achieve. And you can do more. I know you can do more because it's not hard. It's very, very easy. So I did promise I would share with you my bonus secret, and I'm excited to get there. So let's hop into that. How I automate 90% of my business and work only 1 hour a day while still making 5 figures a month. I mean, who doesn't fucking want that? So let me tell you a story about my trip to Italy. I took my mom there for her 60th birthday, and I was running my business, and I got there and I had to figure out how to make it more efficient because time zone issues were a big problem. And I wanted to enjoy Italy. I didn't want to be working the whole time. I wanted to sightsee. And so I realized at that moment, I have to build systems to work from anywhere. And that's what I did. And so I actually extended the trip another 6 weeks, went all throughout the rest of Europe. And during that time, I built these systems that allowed me to leverage my time and to do work on automation for me in the background. So systems and processes just create freedom. That's just the truth. And so once you autopilot your business, you have the right systems that allow you to live life on your terms. But most people think they need a complex system, right? You don't. Because what you do, if you think that way, you waste your time doing things that just don't move the needle. Keep it simple, stupid. I had to keep telling myself this. Keep it simple, because complexity is the enemy of greatness. It really is. So there's core 4 things that we work on. You gotta take this model and realize automation's key. You need a focused system that anyone can follow. You need simple processes that anyone can use day to day without thinking about it. And then SOPs, standard operating procedures, where it's like, you know what to do from A to Z. First this step, then this step, then this step. So you don't have to think about what to do next. You just look at the SOPs, right? So you can take this model and apply it to any niche and use automation to find your ideal partners and become an expert without really even trying. And I'll show you how to do that. And the thing that's beautiful about SOPs, there's no guesswork anymore. So this is the framework you use to run a solopreneur business. So let's recap. Profitable results, that's what you want, right? You don't want to waste money. You want a laser focused method, right? You don't want to be scattered or have unreliable results. And you want systems on autopilot so you're not wasting your time with busy work. So what if you made $10,000 or more on your first deal, just like Renee did? Just think about how that would feel. Imagine what you do. Here's the thing. Anyone can do this. You can do this. You just need the right profits, the right method, and the right systems. So this is me in Egypt. And when I came back home, I realized I can give these systems and processes and my MVP model to other people that are hungry. There's no reason for people to be slaves to other people as an employee or to their shitty business model they're currently in. I want people to be free. And I was like, I have to figure out a way to help other people get free financially, time, and location. So what if I gave you my MVP model that creates an equipment finance business that profits 5 figures a month, every month on repeat? And what if I gave you my simple 90-day roadmap to follow a few hours a day? That's it, a few hours a day that would give you the certainty that you'll make $10,000 within 90 days. And what if it was simple, easy, and fun? Just imagine if you made $25,000 with only 5 MVPs sending you business. Think about that. And how fast could you grow it to $50,000 a month? And what if you had 20 MVPs? Remember, success in this business model is not quantity, it's quality. Less is actually more. You don't want to waste your time with a bunch of people. You want scale and leverage. I funded tens of millions of dollars in equipment loans, and I've never had more than 30 MVPs at one time, because more people is going to add more complexity, and you have to manage more protocols, more policies and procedures, more personalities, more phone calls, more emails. Less is more in this model. There's no limits on this business. You can make an unlimited income and you can be free. Imagine if you could spend only an hour a day working. What would that do to your life? Just think about that. What would it look like? And what if you had $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 left over every month? What would you do with it? I mean, it's crazy. It's just, that's what we call disposable income, right? And where would you work? If you could be location independent, where would you travel to? Where would you go? So this is what I created: equipment, finance, freedom. And I'm just excited to offer this to you as a way for you to build this freedom for yourself. So here it is. It's the course. So it's step-by-step video lessons, tutorials, templates, guides, scripts, everything. I'm giving you the kitchen sink, A to Z. So you'll learn the complete business setup, whether you have one or not. And if you do already have one, great. I'm going to show you some tricks about how to set it up correctly so you're saving on taxes. Number 2, you'll clarify your niche, how to get clear and become an expert, right? That's very key. You'll find your MVPs. I'll show you how to do that. They'll show you how to create partnerships, which is super simple. It's basically a couple words. You'll fund your deals. I'll show you how to get paid, automate your business on repeat. And that's what this is all about. Revenue on repeat sounds good, but it's really profit on repeat, because revenue doesn't mean jack if you don't keep anything at the end of the day. This is about profit, but revenue on repeat sounded nicer, so whatever. So if this is something you want, if this is interesting, and not everyone's going to qualify for this, I'm not looking for everybody. Remember, less is more when it comes to anything. I want select few individuals that are hungry to win, that are tired of the status quo, that don't want to wake up when they're 80 years old and say, why didn't I try? Why didn't I build what I really wanted? Why didn't I get over my fears of myself and just take action? I want those people that are hungry to win. I don't deal with losers. I just don't. I'm allergic to losers. So if you are a winner, schedule a call with me. I'd love to talk to you and see if you have what it takes to enter the program and bring value to the program. And I'm excited to hear from you because I know you're out there and I know what's in your heart. And I'm excited to talk to you about this. So who was this created for? I mean, this was created for myself. I had to put this together because I was scattered. I wasn't niched. I was making 300 cold calls. I didn't have any systems. I had to make my business model more efficient. And then when I figured this out and I actually built it, people started coming to me and asking me, how could they get involved? And that's why I created this. Just like one of my students, Joe, he was doing everything. He'd already spent $25,000 on another financing course that taught him high level information, basically, kind of like Kenneth, on 50 different things, but he was not niched. He didn't know how to focus on one thing. And now I look at his website. He used to have 50 things on it. Now he has one thing on it, equipment financing. So I'm just really excited for Joe and what he's done. Lynn's another one. Like, she was not even in the business world. She was working on a yacht as a waitress, basically. And she realized, I have to break free. I have to create something on my own. And what she loved the most is that this is what we do. We're in the trenches. This is not theory. This is what I do for a living. And look at it. It changed her life. It's a game changer for her. And then Kenneth, I mean, he's like one of those guys that trusted his gut. You know, he was unsure. He's taken other programs. He's been taken advantage of. He's been manipulated, like we saw before. And he trusted his gut, and he trusted me, and he trusted my team. Once you get the right profits, the right method, and the right system, you can't lose. The profits are right because there's no overhead. There's no expenses. You keep 100%. The MVP model is reoccurring and it snowballs. It gets bigger and bigger over time. And the system is so Trump tight because there's SOPs, it's automation. You don't have to think about it. Let's just do some simple math. Imagine you did 4 deals a month at $4,000. And that's being conservative because you saw my commissions and you saw those funding notices. It's a lot bigger many times. So that's $16,000 a month, right? Not bad. $200,000 a year. Yeah, you can do better. That's $2 million in 10 years. Let that sink in. This is being extremely conservative. Schedule a call with me if you're interested. If this resonated with you, schedule a call. I want to help you. I want to be your mentor. And I want to give you everything I have over the last 20 years that allowed me to build this life of freedom, abundance, and it's a dream. And I want you to have the same thing. Remember, this is limited. My enrollment is limited. My time is limited. If you snooze, you lose. You know, I'm out here in Mexico right now, and it happens to me all the time. I snooze and I lose sometimes. I plan on going down the Reserve my cabana. I thought I'd have time. I thought I could go later in the day. By the time I get down there, the cabana's gone. You know, I don't want that to happen to you. If you're watching this now, the enrollment is still open. I'm providing a lot of one-on-one service support to my students because I want to make sure they succeed. So it's gonna fill up, gonna meet capacity, and it's gonna sell out. I'm just telling you straight up right now. Schedule a call, use the link below or on the screen. I don't know where it's gonna be. But if this resonated with you, and if I resonate with you, please, I'd love to talk to you about this and see if you're a good fit. If it's not me, please pick somebody else. Please pick someone that resonated with you. Don't be one of those people that are on their deathbed wishing they would have created a life of their dreams and created the money they wanted and the freedom they wanted and spend time with their kids or their projects or their travel or whatever the hell they wanted out of their life. Don't be one of those people. Do it. I trust you'll make a good decision, whether it's with me or somebody else. But follow your instincts, and I hope to speak with you soon. Take care. I hope you learned something here. Bye-bye.